Hi everyone. Thanks so much for being here and for listening. My name is Nick Edwards and I'm going to play some Irish traditional music for you tonight. I am not Irish by ancestry, but I've had so much joy and broadened perspective in my life from playing this music and learning the music, and it's really been a great thing for me, and I hope to share some of that with you as well. So most of what I'll play tonight is dance music, and the history of it involves dances in kitchens and at country crossroads and so on, and music and dance together, and it was a great time for people to come together, and I'll play some dance music here. And the first couple of three tunes that I'll play are three traditional reels called The Green Fields of Ross Bay and Jenny's Wedding and Callahan's. Thank you. Thanks so much. So these tunes they're traditional melodies. They're passed from person to person. Someone will play the music and someone will hear it. And over the course of many times of hearing the music and listening to it, you can kind of pick up the tune and play it. And the music gets passed from generation to generation. And it helps to have kind of a reference for what we call the tune. This dance music is instrumental music, but we want to label the tune somehow, so we have these names for the tunes, and the names don't necessarily mean anything about the tune, but they often say something about culture, some person or place or event that's happened, or some experience or some thought. And I'll play a tune now that it has a name that speaks to an aspect of life in the Irish countryside, which is the cutting of the turf. And so there are these bogs, and People will cut blocks of turf from the bogs and dry them out in the wind and the sun, and then bring them into the home in the fall and the winter for heating the home to burn. And this jig that I'll play is called the bank of turf, and so it's like you're cutting the turf, and there's sort of a bank where you're cutting it from, and this is the jig, the bank of turf. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, so there are these tunes that end up associated with a certain person. Maybe this person composed the tune and introduced it to the tradition, or it could be someone who's played the tune a lot and other people hear them playing the tune and they end up associating this tune with the person and eventually just call the tune like, oh, this is that person's tune. So I'll play a tune that's closely associated with the fiddle playing of a very cherished fiddle player by the name of Lucy Farr. And she contributed so much to the tradition around in like East Galway in Ireland and also in London. And there's several tunes that are associated with her playing. And I'll play one of them now. It's a type of tune called a barn dance, which has this nice kind of like bouncy rhythm. And we call the tune Lucy Farr's Barn Dance. Thanks. So I've picked up many of these tunes, like I said, just by learning by ear, and there's a very strong community of Irish music here in the Upper Valley, actually, and I'll take the moment to shout out to a local business, which is Salt Hill Pub in several locations in New Hampshire, and they've been very supportive of Irish music, and there are some tunes which I associate with having played there, and I'll play those in a moment here. But major shout out to Salt Hill Pub for support of Irish music. And additionally, there's a newer business in Montpelier called Rabble Rouser that's going to be hosting an Irish music session on Sunday afternoons. It'll be a great place to hear the music. If you want to hear any of this music again, can go on over to Rabble Rouser, and they would certainly be. Any musicians around would be very, very much supporting. If anyone ever wants to try to pick up an instrument, and you just go ahead and do it and pick up an instrument and learn the music, I find Irish music to be a great way to learn music. And so the community is very supportive and everything. And yeah, I think it's great. So anyway, I'm going to now play some tunes that I associate with Salt Hill Pub just from having learned them there. And they are played all over the world. And to me personally, I associate them with this area. And the names of the tunes are Anderson's Reel and A Trip to Douro. Thank you. Thanks. There's some tunes that there are a lot of these. There's music that's historically associated with particular regions in Ireland, and it used to be that when it was harder to travel long ago, people didn't travel as much, and there were these particular musical styles that evolved in certain places. And I'll play some music from one of these areas. There's a region in the southwest of Ireland. We might call it the Rushy Mountains, and there are these mountains and valleys and marshes and reeds and rushes, and it's actually a fairly inhospitable area, and there's a history of people going there to escape all these effects of oppression, particularly from the British Empire, and people went into these mountains, and it was a very isolated sort of place, and this very distinctive musical tradition evolved. And I'll play some tunes from that tradition. They're tunes we call polkas. It's very different from polkas from mainland Europe, and it's just very, very unique for the region of around County Kerry, County Limerick, and County Cork, the Rushy Mountains. And I'll play these polkas. The names of the tunes are "I Wish I Had a Kerry Cow" and I actually do not have names for the second two tunes. I hope you enjoy them. They're great dance tunes. Thanks. All right. Thank you so much. I'll play one more tune. Thank you all so much for being here again, and I hope you have a great evening tonight. I'm going to play a tune that I wrote. It's a composition which I call The Bunch of Elderflowers, and I named it for the elder plant that we see them around here, and in the early summer they make these beautiful bunches of flowers, and really important plant for wildlife and just a beautiful plant. So I hope you enjoy this tune I wrote, The Bunch of Elderflowers. Thank you. It's a type of tune which we call a slow air. It's a slow piece. Thank you. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.